November 26, 1987, the night of the first ever WWF Survivor Series, the night yours truly was born. Well, I was born into the Bain family. My grandma insisted on having David in my name, as that was her dad's name, and he was born quite close to when I was born. My mom wanted to call me Michael, however, there were already too many Michaels about our area, so instead they chose what my sister wanted to call me, Paul. Paul Michael David Bain. I never had a father figure in my life, however, I grew up with the best mother I could have ever gotten. Linda Bain, Linda Mary Bain, is a gem to this world, and my mom and my sister Jill mean so much to me. They are, without doubt, the two most important women in my life, and I would be lost without them. We are a little family, and we went through so much together. I just couldn't imagine life without them. I love them dearly. I grew up during the 1990s, and I was into all the typical things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman. However, there is one day that stands out in my childhood as I just couldn't picture life without it. It was my mate Ross's 4th birthday. I was 3, nearly 4 at the time, and he got this video cassette for his birthday. It was titled The Second Annual of WWF Survivor Series Strive to Survive. And he insisted on us watching this. I was humming and haying, I didn't expect much from it. However, on it goes. And as soon as I saw Shawn Michaels doing a backflip off a top turnbuckle and the rest of all these larger than life characters getting thrown at me in the classic silver vision intro I used to get on the old WWF videos, you know, the likes of Demolition, Andre the Giant, Ravishing Rick Rude, the British Bulldog, the Olmec Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, Hulk Hogan, all these larger than life characters getting thrown at me at the tender age of 3. And it was just like that. Instantly, I fell in love. And for 20 plus years, it has been a factor in my life. Maybe not as big a factor as it used to be, but definitely still there. Still in my life 20 years on. August 1992, and I was starting Fernley Primary School. Fernley was okay to what I can remember. I got my nickname from there, which I used to use on a number of my videos at the start, Bain. I don't think it fits much these days. I got it during when we were going through that nickname stage, and Bain rhymed with Bain, and that's how I got it. I was also a bit of a geek too. I was two totally different people at school. I was quite shy and kept myself to myself a wee bit. However, I was a fucking brat at the after school clubs. I went to a swimming club, Harbour Swimming Club, across the road for 10 years, and I didn't learn to swim there. I just learned to cause chaos. I don't know what it is with me and clubs, but I just seem to get bored. I was always up to something, fighting, and I was always, if something happened in that club or other clubs I used to go to across in Summerhill School, it was 9 times out of 10 down to me if something bad happened. And you know what? I wouldn't have changed that. I probably would have been more of a cunt. That's a horrible word. I probably would have been more of a cunt back then, as you could just get away with murder as a kid. My teenage years. Um, I was at Hazelhead Academy during time. I hated Hazelhead Academy during time. I liked fifth year. I had a couple of fights in fifth year. I was quite proud of. I got thrown out in sixth year. I was in the closet as a teenager. I met Jaycee. That's I guess, one good thing that happened during my teenage years. I got depressed because I was gay, which um, which sort of ruined my teenage years, as I wasn't going to come out in a billion years, and I just was a shell of myself during that time, and I also hated school, so yeah, let's skip those years. We are now at 2007, after fast forwarding the awful teenage years, and I was 20 that year. I had started work, my second job at Woolworths, and my favourite job to date. It brought out the best in me, if you will. However, I was still in a closet. And like I said in the previous video, I wasn't going to come out in a billion years. And when I say I was in the closet, I was in the fucking closet. I didn't have a fucking clue what Cheers was, have a fucking clue what foundation was, have a fucking clue what the fucking scene meant. I had no gay friends. I didn't look at a man in the wrong way. I was still, for many years, trying to live a lie. I had some dates with girls, and tried my luck a few times. I knew deep down I was gay. I knew when I was about 13, 14. I fancied guys at school. Hell, you get signs throughout your life. I always preferred boys over girls. I actually, mistakenly one year, excuse me, I'm just having a drink here. I mistakenly one year outed myself when I was very young. It was when Titanic came out in video, and me and my cousin were sitting watching it. I think Joe was there too. My mum was in the background, and I really fancied Leonardo DiCaprio back then. I thought he was fucking gorgeous. Cool. I remember saying something out loud by accident. I was thinking it, but I mistakenly said it in front of everybody. I remember saying something like, "Oh, he looks ugly in this scene." And then, before I got a chance to think about what I just said, my cousin Rachel blurted out, "Oh, you poof." Face went bright red. Mum heard it, of course, and I, of course, denied this, and I don't know what I said afterwards. I was fuming mad. Face went bright red, and I was thinking, yeah, she got me. So 2008 was the year I finally came out. It was one of the most groundbreaking years of my life. Everything changed, of course, and in late 2008 I went onto the scene for the first time. I was terrified. In 2009 I started becoming a little bit infamous due to my rants on Bebo, and by 2010, well, YouTube happened, and I secured my infamous name on the scene. Anyways, in 2009, it wasn't all about making a name for myself on the scene. Oh no, that year something quite special happened. So 2009 came, and of course that year I went to WrestleMania 25. It was the greatest day of my life by far. As you know, I loved wrestling. I had been waiting for this moment for 17 years. I went all the way to Houston, Texas. Good old USA. It was my third time in America. And I was there basically to see WrestleMania. I couldn't get any bugger to come with me. My cousins wouldn't come with me. My auntie, uncle wouldn't come with me over there. So I ended up taking my mum. She was the only person that would come with me. But I made it extra special because, you know, she probably more than anyone realized what this moment meant to me. And having her there in attendance, 72,742 other fans were there. Being at a WrestleMania, it was so surreal. I was a wreck for at least a week after it. Emotional wreck. I was crying the night after at how good Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker was. It was one of the greatest matches of all time. I was privileged to be in that crowd. I remember actually turning around at one point. I think it was after Shawn Michaels kicked out of Undertaker's tombstone. I actually turned around at one point to look at the crowd and just to see what their reaction. I could hear them, but just I turned around and had a look at the crowd behind me, and I was like, can you believe how good this match is? Me and Gary, I believe, started talking on Bebo late 2009. We met randomly, I believe, in about January, maybe February 2010. And we just got on, there was no awkward moments. We got on so well. I know people may look down at the age difference between us, but you know what? Who the fuck cares? Because me and Gary Adams, we got on so well. And there was never a dull moment. And Emily took me back to his house. I met Abi and Dylan. I just could not believe how pleasant, you could just literally do anything to them and they wouldn't hiss or bite. And two beautiful cats. Dylan very handsome, and I love them both, but me and Dylan have this special bond, the boo-boo. And it's, one of those, I love him to bits, he hates me. One of those relationships. I just, love those two cats. I love Gary Adams. And they're like a package. Gary, Abi, and Dylan. And they have brightened up my life so much, and I owe a lot to Gary. And the cats, if I was having a bad night in the gay scene, which I had numerous bad nights in 2010, the cats would just instantly cheer me up. Congratulations, you survived. I tried to put in as much important aspects of my life, or over the years rather, in this video. I can only do so much in 50 minutes, as I only get 15 minutes on here. So I hope you maybe learn something about me, learn more about me, and this is the awkward silence part, which when I forgot what I was going to say, ruined. But I can't be bothered doing this again. I have fucked up so many times trying to do this. This is not going to plan. I think I'll just end it here. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Thank you.